to work with multiple sheets in Google Sheets. So we've already seen how you can create additional sheets if you want to store data in different sheets in your spreadsheet. You just click the little plus over here. So I'm assuming here that I have an auto dealership and we have different branches in different cities. So we have Phoenix and Minneapolis and so forth. And for each of those cities, we have their what their total sales are for new and used vehicles for every quarter of the year, and for new, used, and leases. And so I'd like to create a summary sheet for the corporate office here that has the totals for each of the cities, and then I'll use that to create a grand total for my whole company. So to do that, what I want to do is I want to reference the totals on the Phoenix sheet over here. Now I don't want to just copy them. If I copy these, I'm going to be copying these formulas into my other spreadsheet, and that's not going to work. I can show you what happens if I do that. So if I just say, well, okay, I'm going to copy this over here. Then the cell references are all wrong. The other thing is I actually want to reference the cells in the Phoenix spreadsheet, not even copy the values to my corporate spreadsheet, because if the totals on the Phoenix sheet change, I want them to change for corporate as well. So I actually want a cell reference in here. So the easiest way to do that is to click the equal sign, then click on the Phoenix tab here, and then I'm going to go and select the this total sales for Phoenix for new vehicles. So I'm going to hit enter there. So now if I look over here, I have my address says Phoenix exclamation point and then the cell reference. So if I'm referencing another sheet, it has the name of the sheet followed by an exclamation point. So now if I just copy that down the column, I'll have all of the totals for Phoenix. So I can see that I'm referencing those actual values. And then I can do the same thing for Minneapolis. So I'll just go over here and select the totals for Minneapolis. And if I hit enter, copy that down the column, I'll get the used vehicles and the leases. Same thing for San Francisco, reference the totals, hit enter. And you'll notice here, because San Francisco has a space in the name, it's put the name in single quotes. So if it doesn't have a space, it doesn't do that. But if the name of the sheet has a space in it, like San Francisco or Los Angeles, we're going to see that it's going to do that. And then again, I can click over here on the totals for Los Angeles, copy those down the column, and now I can use that information to calculate the totals for the whole company. I'm going to use my sum function here. So that'll go all the way across the column. So now I've got the total new vehicle sales. I can go all the way down. And again, same thing for each of the columns, sum function. And again, copy it across. And now the advantage of referencing those cells rather than making a copy of the values themselves is that if something changes, for example, Phoenix has 485,000 in new vehicles. If it turns out that that figure was wrong and they actually sold more than that, say this is 115,000, so that their total for the year is 500,000. Then I go back to the corporate sheet and I see that that's updated, and it's also updated the total for all the new vehicles for the corporate sheet as well. So you just want to be careful when you're using multiple sheets to reference the sheet, the cell on the sheet, so that any values that get changed will get updated in the appropriate places. So that's how to work with multiple sheets in Google Sheets.